Ethan never believed in anything he couldn't measure. He believed in data, equations, logic. Born to silence, raised in chaos, he saw religion as noise. His father abandoned them when he was 6. His mother cried herself into prayer, but never into healing. Ethan watched as neighbors brought casseroles and verses, then disappeared when the rent ran out. He learned that no one was coming. Not neighbors, not angels, not God. He grew sharp, cynical, successful. Top of his class, masters before 24, built code like a poet, created apps that tracked behavior, predicted emotion. Investors called him a genius, but he felt nothing. He dated models, traveled continents, drank the finest whiskey. At a night, he lay awake staring at the ceiling, haunted by quiet. He mocked belief, called it a crutch, but sometimes when drunk he found himself talking into the dark, not to someone but to absence itself. Years passed. His company boomed, then fell. A lawsuit from a former partner destroyed trust. Funding dried. Users left. His girlfriend of 3 years walked out the same week. Said he was hollow. Said she couldn't carry both their souls. He didn't argue. He barely heard her. He moved into a small apartment. No furniture, just a mattress, laptop, and silence. Bills piled up. His phone stopped ringing. Friends vanished. He stopped eating, stopped bathing. Time blurred. Days felt like static. He watched the ceiling for hours. His hands trembled. Panic attacks came without warning. One night he collapsed in the shower, no injury, just the weight. When he woke, he whispered for the first time, "God, if you're there, show me." Nothing happened. He laughed, hollow. Sat on the floor, arms around knees, he whispered again, "Prove me wrong." Stillness. He dragged himself into bed. Around 2:14 a.m. the power went out. Lights flickered. A loud pop outside. A blown transformer. He lay in darkness. Then, 3 knocks on the door. He froze, wrapped himself in a blanket, shuffled to the door, looked through the peephole. A woman, elderly, gray scarf, calm eyes. He opened it slowly. She smiled gently. "I'm sorry to bother you. I was walking and felt I needed to knock." Ethan stared. She held out a small book. "This helped me once. Maybe it'll help you." He took it, leather, worn, Bible. He tried to ask her name. She only smiled again. "He hears you." She left. Ethan stood in the doorway for minutes. The hallway was empty. He locked the door, sat down, opened the book. Inside the cover, a handwritten note. "You are not alone." He laughed again. Bitter. But he didn't throw it away. He set it beside his bed. He slept 6 hours that night. Morning light felt less heavy. He didn't pray, but he read one verse. He didn't understand it, but it felt alive. The days that followed were quiet. He still shook, still ached, but he picked up the Bible again, read 2 verses, then 3, then lost track. He started walking at night, around the block. He saw the woman again once at a crosswalk. She smiled, then vanished into the crowd. One night, he whispered again, "What do you want from me?" No voice replied, but something shifted. He started writing, not code, thoughts. Why do I exist? Why did you wait so long? Why me? He didn't expect answers. But one evening, his phone rang, a number he didn't know. He answered. "Ethan? I'm calling about a position we posted last week. Someone referred you. Said you might be perfect." He blinked. "Who referred me?" Silence. Then, no name left, just your info. He stammered, took the interview, got the job. A small firm, ethical tech, real people. He went from broken to rebuilding. He found rhythm, woke with purpose. He didn't tell anyone he'd prayed, didn't know if he really had, but he started whispering thank you every night just in case. He joined a local gathering, a discussion group, not church, just people asking real questions. Doubters, seekers, former atheists, scientists, artists. He spoke one night, told them about the knock, the Bible, the silence that wasn't empty. One man cried, a woman hugged him after, said she hadn't prayed in 12 years. She did that night. Ethan didn't call himself saved. He called himself seen. Then came the moment. His mother was diagnosed, stage 4. He flew home, sat beside her hospital bed. She smiled through tubes. "You look softer," he laughed. "I feel quieter." She whispered, "I always prayed for you." He took her hand. For the first time in his life, he whispered, "Can I pray for you?" She nodded. He didn't know the words, he said what he felt. "Please, be with her. Let her know you're here, even now, especially now." She cried. 2 days later, she passed, peaceful, smiling. He returned to the apartment, sat in the dark, held the Bible, flipped to a random page. "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me," he whispered. "You are." He still doubted, still wrestled, but he no longer mocked. He volunteered weekends, talked to teens about mental health, about silence, about questions. One boy asked him, "How do you know it was God?" Ethan smiled, because nothing else made sense. The boy nodded. "I want to try praying, just once." Ethan handed him a notebook. "Write it out. Start with, 'If you're real.'" Weeks later, the boy returned. Hope in his eyes. Ethan never forgot that look. Years passed. He married, built a new app, this time for good, created a space for anonymous prayer, for skeptics, for people who wanted to try just once. It went viral. Stories poured in. "I prayed once and my brother called after 10 years. I whispered in the dark and woke with peace. I didn't believe, but something heard me." He smiled reading them. He added one last section to the app, a single line that always remained on the screen. "You are not alone. He hears you." Ethan never saw the woman again, but sometimes when walking in silence, he felt her presence, and the knock, and the answer. If you've ever doubted, if you've ever whispered into the dark, know this: someone heard. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Share this video with someone who needs hope. Comment your story below. Subscribe to Faith Light Stories. Even if you've never prayed before, try once. He might answer.